Now that you have read, or at least listened to, and analyzed an opinion piece, you're going to create your own by following these steps of the writing process. This is what you have to look forward to. Number one, get ready. That includes brainstorming, and that's what this lesson is going to be all about. Brainstorming includes listing topics you might want to write about. Choose the topic you have the strongest opinion about. Included in brainstorming is basically coming up with all kinds of thoughts and ideas that could help you in your writing. There's no wrong answer in brainstorming. Everything is on the table. You just want to come up with as much ideas related to your topic as possible. Next, number two, organize. And this I call planning. You're going to use a graphic organizer to organize and plan your opinion writing piece. Number three, draft. This is going to be your first draft, your first writing of your opinion piece. And I've called it a paragraph in the past, but this structure, this lesson, is going to actually help you come up with a few paragraphs. If you write one really good paragraph, that's okay. But even better, like a 4 on the standards continuum would be a multiple paragraph, multiple approach, multiple reasons and explanations for your opinion. Next, after writing your first draft, we're going to get some help. And this, number 4, is a peer review. Peers are classmates, people who you are studying with, learning with. And a peer review is when you work with a partner to evaluate and improve your draft. So you and a partner are going to help each other by reading each other's paragraphs and coming up with really good, helpful reasons or ways that it can be improved. Number 5, you're going to revise your writing. This is the editing process, or I guess edit would come next, but revise is when you make serious suggestions from your peer. You take those to heart and you make big changes to your opinion piece. You might need to completely revamp your reasons. Maybe they're weak. Maybe you need to use better language. Maybe you need to explain things further. Okay? After you've done that, then it's time to edit or check your work carefully for spelling, punctuation, and grammar errors. This is when you polish your paragraph or writing. And finally, after making it nice and smooth and it works very well and it seems like it's going to be effective, you publish it. And this is when you make your version of your writing public for others to read, people other than just your peer partner. Writing assignment. Here we go. In this lesson, you will write your own opinion piece. As you create this piece, remember the elements of the mentor text that express the writer's idea most strongly. The mentor text or example text was the one where the author was trying to convince someone that his or her class should go to the Natural History Museum versus a zoo, right? And his or her opinion was go to the museum, not the zoo. And there's many really, really good reasons that they listed in that writing. Suppose, and this is your assignment, suppose that your class is going to get a class pet. What type of pet should your class choose? Why? Write 3 to 5 paragraphs telling your opinion about the type of animal that would make the best class pet. Be sure to use facts to support your opinion. Try to convince the class that your idea is the best one. So, this is going to be your opinion. Everybody's going to have a different opinion. Some people might share the same opinion, just accidentally. Before writing your opinion piece, though, what are we going to do? We're going to brainstorm. Like I said, there's no wrong answers here. We want to get everything out there. You want your opinion piece to be the best it can be. In order for it to be the best, You need to come up with lots of ideas. This will help you because you'll choose the best ideas to use in your writing. If you don't brainstorm, then your ideas could very well be okay, but you probably won't fine-tune your thinking to come up with the very best vocabulary, the very best ideas, the very best reasons, and the best ways to explain those reasons. So brainstorm, come up with tons and tons and tons of ideas. I'll show you how to do that in an organized way. So get ready, brainstorm a topic. The first step in writing an opinion piece is to choose your topic. Begin by listing a few possible class pets. For each one, write the best reason in favor of getting this pet and the best reason against getting this pet. You want to prepare yourself for anyone who's going to go against you, okay, or other opinions. You need to defend your opinion. So here we have an example. Reason, and this is an example of what we saw. Probably the author of the mentor text did. He or she wrote down zoo and museum. Those were the two opposing ideas, okay, for that opinion piece. And then he or she came up with reasons for going to the zoo. Well, we can see live animals. That's pretty positive. However, going to the museum, we can see more animals in less time. An even better idea. Reason against going to the zoo might be that the animals are hiding and we can't see them at all. And a reason against going to the museum is we'll be inside all day. Not the best, but if it outweighs, if this reason outweighs the bad reason or reason against, then, and that's how we use this kind of a table. You want to measure things against other things, right? And here is an organizer for you to use. So, now you try it. Now use the chart below to help brainstorm your own opinion piece. Choose the pet for which you can make the most convincing argument. And what you're going to do is you're going to actually brainstorm a few pets. So don't just settle on one right out of the gate. Come up with a few ideas, and then what you're going to do is you're going to type, where it says type here, this is a text box. You can type right in there. The other thing you can do is you could take a screenshot of this and then handwrite, scribble in there some reasons or ideas. And then another thing you could do is actually use your writing journal and draw this, okay, with your pencil on paper, and then fill out the chart or table right on your paper. Take a picture of that and stick that picture into this slideshow on this slide. But basically what you're going to do is come up with a few different pets. Remember, this is all just brainstorming. You're not planning yet. And then come up with a reason why that pet would work. So let's say maybe you love dogs and you're just brainstorming, so there's no wrong answer. So you type in here dog for class pet. Why? Reason for. Well, everyone likes dogs. They're fun, and everyone can have fun with them. What would be a reason against? Well, I could think of a million reasons to not have a dog as a class pet. They're very needy. They would require tons of attention. Someone would have to bring it home every day. We'd have to clean up after it. We'd have to feed it. It would cost a lot of money. What about vet? Okay, it's endless, right? But we're brainstorming, so perhaps dog would be the best if you can come up with enough reasons for it, and you can come up with reasons why the reasons against it aren't as bad as they might seem. So you come up with 3 different animals and then come up with reasons for and reasons against. That's how this slide works. And here is an example of brainstorming not only your topic and your reasons for, but bringing it to the next level. And this is still considered brainstorming, even though you see a lot of information here. You want to brainstorm ideas for your topic. So you've brainstormed topics. Now you've narrowed it down to a topic. Now you want to brainstorm ideas, reasons, thoughts about your topic. Okay, now again, this is starting to morph into planning, but the reason why it's still brainstorming is because there's still no wrong answer. You've come up with your opinion, you have a topic, but now you have to come up with a whole bunch of reasons. Here you see only three reasons. Come up with more. This part is like what I showed you in our writing lessons, where you come up with tons of different reasons about something, okay? And none of these are wrong. Some of them you might not use, but that's what brainstorming is, okay? So let's take a look at this example of brainstorming a topic or brainstorming ideas for your topic. You can use a graphic organizer to help brainstorm ideas and details for your opinion piece. Here is how the author of the mentor text used the graphic organizer. So, first, you write the opinion in there. The class should visit the Natural History Museum. Now, if you were doing a class pet, you could say, the classroom pet should be blank, right? Begin by stating your opinion clearly and strongly, okay? Don't be vague, like just say it. Say what you mean, and then you can explain, all right? So the next is coming up with reasons. These are the bubbles that go around your topic. And here it says, give reasons that support your opinion. You may change these reasons or add other reasons as you draft your opinion piece. That's why this is brainstorming. There's still plenty of room for change and adding, and you want to have too many things so you can cross out things that you don't use, and also number. And this is the planning, where you number what you are going to use and even what order you use them in. So here is some examples from the mentor text. We can learn more about animals than we can at the zoo. We can visit the museum whether it is a nice day or not. I remember reading that in the mentor text. We can learn about animals that are extinct. So these are reasons why the museum is better than the zoo. Make sure you're specific enough that it supports your opinion. Not just supports, but it argues your opinion, your point. It makes your point for you. And then down here it says details. Add one or more details for each reason. These are like explanations, okay? It deepens your reason for the reason. And this is still brainstorming, and you're actually kind of deciding which reasons you're going to use, okay? Now, this lesson is suggesting that you write these down and use bubbles and stuff. Oftentimes, when you're planning, and as you get better at this, you'll do this kind of in your mind. But for this lesson, for the classroom pet writing assignment, I want you to actually jot down your thoughts. Now, if you use the graphic organizer I'm preparing for you, feel free. I would really like you to add even more bubbles. Not so much more details under each reason, but more reasons, okay? Because I want to see you be able to cross out ones that you don't want and decide which ones are the best ones. Now, for details, add one or more details. Let's see how the mentor text uses this. Preserved animals are easy to see in glass showcases. Each exhibit provides information about the animal and its habitat. And those are details we can learn more about animals than we can at the zoo. I would argue that at the zoo there are plaques, and there's tons and tons of diagrams and illustrations that actually do these things as well. So this is, in my opinion, a little bit of a more weak argument for this opinion. Here, under we can visit the museum whether it's nice or not, okay, that I thought was a pretty good argument or point. The trip can be scheduled at a time when we are learning about some of these animals. In other words, you don't have to wait for spring, right? The trip won't be postponed because of rain or cold weather. So you can set a day when it works for busing and everything else and stick to that day. You don't have to worry about changing the date. For the third reason, For the third reason, the author of the mentor text came up with these details. We can view exhibits about animals from thousands or millions of years ago. I thought this was actually a really good point. We can learn how the natural world has changed. Again, as I read these details, I think that it's not as strong an argument against the zoo as I originally thought reading it. And that happens, actually. You might read an argument or an opinion, and the author does such a nice job organizing it, planning it, and writing it with good vocabulary and nice sentence structure that you are convinced when you read a persuasive piece. But then when you step back and you think about all the points and you think about counterpoints, which means like arguments against, it's kind of like, that actually, even though I was convinced at the time, now that I think about zoos and my personal experiences going to zoos versus going to museums, because I've been to many of both, I actually lean more toward going to a zoo and seeing an actual animal, live animal. It may not be the absolute best experience and the animal might be hiding, but I've gotten a lot out of seeing real animals, the way they move, the way they interact with one another, versus just seeing a still, model of an animal at a museum. But that happens. So you need to prepare for that, and the way you prepare for that is brainstorming, organizing your thoughts and planning. Today, all you're going to do is brainstorm ideas. So I put a whole bunch of text boxes in here for you to fill in your brainstorming graphic. Write your opinion here. Again, you can type within this text box, or you could take a screenshot of this and type on top of the screenshot, putting text in, or you could write on top of the screenshot. You could also write in your writing journal. My favorite is actually writing in your writing journal, but you do what works best for you, right? I want you to get all this information in here though. And again, I would love for you to have more reasons than just these 3, okay? Good luck, and I can't wait to see your work.